Welcome back to the BTB Show, everyone. Today, all of us are in the studio because we are finally talking some NBA playoffs. It's been a long wait to get here, but we know the series, we know the matchups. We're each going to be doing a deep dive into the four respective series that start today, Saturday. Each of us can be giving our takes on one of those. Starting off with myself, I'm going to be looking at the Cavs and the Raptors series. That's the first game, presumably if you watch this right when it comes up. Starting at 1 o'clock Eastern time today. This is an interesting series for me because you got two teams that came into this year with very different expectations. You had the Cavs, who came in, I think, expecting to be a top seed in the Eastern Conference. You know, they were coming off of they being the top seed last year, an early playoff exit at the hands of the Indiana Pacers. This year, no Pacers to be seen. They're at the bottom of the East. So I think the Cavs came into it expecting to kind of run through the Eastern Conference again, but that didn't happen. We saw the Pistons take a huge step, obviously. The Celtics picked up right where they left off, even without Tatum. The Knicks were still very much a force, won a couple more games in the regular season than they did last year. That's pushed Cleveland down to the 4th seed. And I think they expect more out of themselves, especially now that they did make the James Harden trade. Midway through the season, they knew they weren't going to be good enough in this Eastern Conference to truly contend. They make that Harden trade, thinking the extra scoring is going to be that boost in the playoffs. So that remains to be seen. From the Toronto Raptors perspective, I mean, I'm sure the players would tell you they saw this coming, but I don't think the media perspective saw the Raptors being a top 5 seed in the East. We know that the East, maybe Jay did, we knew that the East coming into this year was not going to be super duper strong, but I don't think a lot of people saw Toronto jumping Atlanta, jumping Miami, jumping Orlando in the standings. But they have, and they're here. Scotty Barnes has had a phenomenal season. Brandon Ingram has been an amazing addition to this team. The Raptors look legit. I think Darko Rajakovic has earned a lot of respect as a head coach in this league. This is going to be his first real taste of playoff basketball as opposed to Kenny Atkinson, who's very well versed in playoff basketball between his time as a head coach and an assistant coach with Golden State. The Cavs have the experience in the postseason. Toronto doesn't. I mean, I know Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, they've played some playoff series for the Knicks. Brandon Ingram's been in the playoffs before, but I would say experience and expectations on the side of the Cavs, youth and upside in the hands of Toronto. Who am I going to pick for this series? I'm going to go Cleveland I will say the Cavs in 7. I'll be exciting and say this is a 7-game series. I really do think this could be one of those series where the home team wins every game, because I do think these teams are honestly close. If Evan Mobley steps up and plays the way we know that he can, the way he's played before in the regular season, I think advantage Cavs. We know Donovan Mitchell is going to have at least one 40-point game in this series, if not multiple. But I really do think people are sleeping on the Raptors. I think their starting lineup is very coherent. I think they've got quality guys coming off the bench. You know me, I'm a big Colin Murray Boyles believer. I'm excited to see what he can do in his first postseason. I think he could give the Cavs big some problems with some good bench
But you
minutes.
think Scotty Barnes?
Ultimately, I'm going to go ahead and say Cleveland Cavaliers in 7. It'll be a tough loss for the Raptors, but I think pushing a contending team in the East to 7 in the first round would still be a successful season for them. So that's my take. Now I'm going to swing it over to Jay, who's got the 3:30 Timberwolves versus Nuggets game.
So, Timberwolves versus Nuggets have been one of the most exciting playoff series in really like the last 2-3 seasons. They keep bumping into each other. It's inevitable to happen. And this is the first time that they have each other in the first round. But just to go based off this season, Nuggets 3-1 the Timberwolves this year. 3-1 against them this year in the head-to-head battle. And the games weren't really close. I mean, I think the average margin of victory for the Nuggets was like 11 or 12 points. And the one that the Timberwolves did win, they won 123 to 112, I think it said. They won 117-108. So they only won by 9 points. So the matchups have been leaning toward Denver in this one, but the playoffs are just a different story, man. But even with that being said, I do have the Nuggets to win this series. I have them in 6. I just think that the Timberwolves, this is not their season. I don't think that it's in their cards to come out of this year. Andy Edwards battled injuries. He actually just lost his appeal today to get the 65 games, so he's no longer eligible for awards. No All-NBA bonus for Ant Edwards, no nothing for Ant this year. So I just don't think it's their year. Jaden McDaniels just coming back from injury. I don't think he's 100%. Rudy Gobert has fallen off defensively. We all know that Jokic gives him work every single time they play. So I'm really leaning Denver in this series, especially the way that Jamal Murray has been playing this year. Nikola Jokic, we think he's peaked and he just gets better every year. Led the league in assists and rebounds. Jamal Murray's probably going to be an All-NBA guy, made All-Star. Peyton Watson looks healthy. Aaron Gordon looks healthy. They got Christian Brown looking healthy. Like, the Nuggets look like they're in full form. They're on the current longest win streak in the Jokic era. They're hot right now. I'm not going against that. I'm not going against this team. They look extremely hot right now. Like I said, 3-1 in the season series against Minnesota this year. Playoffs is a different story. The reffing and the whistle is a different story. We see how Anthony Edwards guards Jamal Murray in the playoffs. So who knows what can happen? Like, I've literally seen him sit down and slap the floor on Jamal Murray and get 4 stops in a row on him. Like, that's just how Ant get in the playoffs. So we're going to see how that works out this time around. I do think that this Nuggets team is slightly better. Bruce Brown off the bench. They finally have a backup big in Valanciunas. They never had that in these Minnesota series. That is usually a big team. But this is going to be a really good series as always. Even if a good series goes to 6, I do think Denver is going to edge this one out in 6. And, yeah, man, shout out to the Nuggets in this one. I'm riding with y'all.
At 6 o'clock, we've got game 1 of Knicks versus Hawks. We're going to let our resident Knicks fan, Omar, give his take on that one.
Omi.
Hello, everybody. I know everybody expects to come out and kind of just be biased as hell towards the Knicks, right? But I have to give the Atlanta Hawks their respect first because they're a team that's coming off a gigantic second coming of the season. I think they were around, and please correct me if I'm wrong, 19-4, 19-6, one of the two. So that's one thing I have to look at when I look at the series. But I have to say this because it's less about the Atlanta Hawks and more about the New York Knicks. If the Knicks are real contenders, and if the Knicks want to be considered real contenders and want to be taken seriously, they have to beat the Hawks in 5. They have to beat the Hawks in 5. And the reason I say that is because that this Atlanta Hawks team was just put together. And I'm not saying that they're a team that sucks. I'm saying that they're a team that's young with not a lot of experience. Playing together. I also see Dyson Daniels, who's very good on defense, but hasn't been a great 3-point shooter for a pretty good time this season. So I also look at that as their 3-and-D specialist. So I'm looking at the Knicks, and my official prediction, Dan, don't fry me for this. Knicks in 5. It's got to be. Knicks in 5.
All right, we got a Knicks in 5.
Omar, you know this season, Knicks are up 2-1 on the season series over them, and they only won by 3 points in both games.
Yes, and I expect it to be kind of like the Boston series, if you guys kind of remember last year, how every single game was really, 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 really close. And it's going to be...
I remember the last season series with Boston, like, the back of my hand. Boston was winning going to the fourth quarter at least 4 games, and the Knicks came back every single game.
And that's kind of how I see it going. I mean, maybe not as big as of a lead, because for games 1 and 2, it was a 20-point lead exactly on the dot, and
yes, then it came back
both times, like it was fucking repeated. But I don't think it'll get that high. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched in that way, and I really do think it's going to be like that Boston series where the Knicks are going to go up 2-0 or 2-1, and then Atlanta's going to come back and storm back and surprise the Knicks and hit them with something different that they haven't come up with before. So it's going to be one of those series that's going to be a lot of up and down. It's going to really depend on Cat and how well he plays against the Atlanta Hawks. He plays well against Atlanta, but he needs to show more aggression towards that basket if he wants to be taken seriously. With all due respect, Onyeka Okongwu shouldn't stop Karl Anthony Towns. That man is too big. That man is too wide.
Girth.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. We're not taking the Stephen A. Smith route.
No, but
on Earl.
The only reason I spoke though, Omar, I agree with you. I have Knicks in 5 as well. I agree. Cook.
We've got Knicks in 5. Do we have a Lakers in 4, Mr. Earl?
Let me tell you guys the grand master plan of Los Angeles Lakers. Apparently, everybody's on TV saying we don't have a chance. Last time I checked, I have LeBron, Ramon James, and Bronny James on my team. There's no way we're going down in the first round. This is the same Rockets team who struggles to score. I'll remind you again, Alfred Şengün loses himself in games. He's one of the worst center defenders in the NBA. You know what Bron's going to do? He's going to call for that switch on Aiden, set the pick up top, and he's going to go at Alfred Şengün's chest every single time. He's going to average 28-plus points per game the whole series, and we're winning. Now, I'm not like these delusional Lakers fans. I'm not saying we're winning in 4. I have us winning in 6. I think it's going to be a battle of the home courts. I have us taking the first 2 games, defend home court. That was our biggest things when we were active in the playoffs. The biggest thing we were good at was defending home court. And I know, obviously, the elephant in the room, Luka, Reeves, we're that. Not here. Well, this is the thing. Okay. Luka's coming back for game 4 or 5. So if we protect home court, we take 2. Assuming the Rockets protect home court, they take 2. Comes back to us, 3. Goes back to them, 3. Or maybe no. I think we'll win.
7?
No.
7 games.
No, my fault. I think we'll win 2, lose 2, and then win a home and then away. So I got a 6. Man. I truly believe in the Lakers, man. It's no memes, it's no jokes. Especially when we talk about guard play as well. I think Marcus Smart is gonna have a huge series. I think the biggest thing with him is he has to knock down those threes. I trust his defense. I believe in his hustle. But the 3-point shots have to be there. Also, Jake LaRabia is a huge X factor. He's a guy who's been really inconsistent for us throughout the year, but ending off the season, he's been a lot better. So if he can really knock down those shots, be a good rebounder, just be a catch and shoot guy for us, I think we'll be locked in. Especially as well, Luke Kennard. He's been great, man. He's kind of turned into like a combo guard all of a sudden. Like he's a passer. He can create his own offense. One of the only other guys who can do that on our team. Good playmaker as well. So if we can have his production too, I think we'll be fine. And last but not least, the X factor. It sounds crazy. The comeback story of the year, Bronny James. When I tell y'all, man, I see your face, Jay. I'm gonna say my hot take right now. Bronny James is going to have a 20-plus point playoff performance, and he's going to win us a game. Y'all remember? I'll bring up the point. Remember Lonnie Walker versus Steph Curry, where he had the Lonnie Walker game. We were going to have the Bronny James walk him down game, and he's going to win us a game. Every game he's played since he's been inserted after Luka and Reeves got hurt, he's gotten better. And I know it sounds crazy. People like to joke on Bronny and say he's not an NBA player. But legitimately, if you watch these games, his confidence grows. I think last game he hit 4 threes. Like, each time he plays in this system with JJ Redick, you see the videos of JJ Redick literally sitting him down, like talking to him, putting knowledge into his head, confidence. And when you have your coach who believes in you, who cares what everybody else is saying on social media? Bronny James is here. We're about to see Bron and Bronny win a round together, man. First time in NBA history. I'm so excited, bro. So I got Lakers in 6. I'm assuming that Luka and Reeves will be back around game 4 or 5, and we're able to take care of business and advance the next round. I'm not worried about the Mickey Mouse Rockets. Kevin Durant doesn't scare me. Alfred Şengün doesn't scare me. The only person on that team who scares me is Amin Thompson. That's it.
Well, if you're not betting the Bronny James overs after hearing that, I don't know what you're doing. So
every game.
Let us know in the comment section if you are betting on the Lakers to win this series. And if you've got any thoughts on our other series breakdowns here on the show, we're going to be giving you content all the way through the playoffs. So hope you guys follow along. Like this video so we know that you want to see more of these series deep dives. We can keep doing them as the playoffs progress. And subscribe so that you don't miss any more content coming out on the show. I'm Max. We got Jay, Earl, and Omar here on the BTB Show. Enjoy the playoffs, everybody. They're here. Take it all in. Have a good day. Adios.
Peace.